I am Melton, son of Carpenter and Mary, dad a carpenter, worked on skyscrapers, mom, Mary Ann. I am the son of Carpenter and Mary. I get to make parables. And this is my morning, son of a carpenter and Mary sugar check. Apparently it takes a whole lot of blood sugar to grow a new body. A new eyes. I'll show you those in a moment. Right now let me do my parable. A remake of last night. Yeah, the minute parables in between the shower and bed. Get to stretch out a little bit here. I am Melton, son of a carpenter, married. Dad carpenter, worked on skyscrapers. Mom, Mary Ann. I'm the son of a carpenter. I get to make parables. I also get to answer prayers. Alright, who's up first? And here's where I get interrupted. Sandra always seems to show up as I prepare to answer prayer. And I say to her, Sandra, everybody, this is the Sandra, our best guardian angel. Who's that with you? She's got a whole bunch of folks with her there. And Sandra tells me, oh, a whole lot of saints feel forgotten, feeling forgotten. You know, some of those go back to the first century or stuff like that. And Sandra explains they're not getting as many prayers for help or guidance as they used to, and they're hoping that I could design them an image so that folks would know about them. Oh, you'll find them in saint books and that kind of thing, but who reads anymore? Unless it's on some colorful imagery. Then, of course, your eyes are drawn to the text, and you want to read. And I tell Sandra, well, I don't know. So DVD labels, paper ones. Make them last, and they go in and out of those DVD labels. DVD labels also make for some great tabletop art. I'm not going to zoom in too much on these because they got some old addresses. Current address is 4260 Eagle Rock Boulevard, apartment 409, Los Angeles, California, 90065. I can't cut them out too close because these are glued together. They're going to separate them. But I tell Senator, yeah, I don't know. You want me to do imagery about saints? And you can see the eyes a little bit stretched. The DVD labels need to be stretched, or unless you want to put some blue at the top and the bottom, or something at the top and the bottom. They're all stretched. You can see that a little bit in places. The 4x6 prints, like what you see on my chest recently, that's not stretched. That one's not too bad, is it? Nice circular moon. And then one of the saints says, well, we just thought it was somebody as handsome and talented as you could get those folks a praying to us. Oh, gee. Okay. So yeah, I've been doing some saints lately. A little something different then. Just my name and address and my websites. Include it with the day with those a lot. That's a nice image with my contact. Are you upside down? That's a nice image with my contact. Right there. All of them, actually. Well, yeah, I'm one man working alone now. I got to process all that at the end of the month. So I'm going to hopefully do something which will be better for me. And that's trying to do more title kind of stuff, like the Saints. You know, they got the title, then they got the feast day and all that. Branch out a little bit. I got a whole bunch of series that are in need of a title or in need of more titles. You can always have more. So I hope to get to that, and yes, that's why I'm doing the Saints. And let me remind you that as we're talking about Saints, religious censorship is nothing of the past, it's current. Pick up your phone to try to tell me what you believe, and you don't have to go to church. Doesn't have to be something you hear in church. Doesn't have to be anything you've heard from anybody else. 136. Wow, that's nice. I think that's about down where it's maybe supposed to be. Oh, we hear that siren. And yes, religious censorship. Make that video of your hijack call to me. I'll see if I can find the. I haven't put the tape over the one with the convalescent hospital from hell. I had to stay in for a year and a half. Yeah, after losing 80 pounds, that kind of thing. No certified mail, no calls there either. I can put the number. Yeah, I got the better version of it around somewhere. And yeah, it's current. Let me get to that and show you my eyes and be done with the day, at least the morning. It's not something from the past, guys. When they can place those cowardly Husseins in our White House, right after we got attacked by a whole lot of angry, violent, deadly, cowardly Husseins. When they can do that, and during those 8 years and 9.5 years now, you can't call me up and tell me what you believe. Doesn't have to be anything you've heard in church, guys. You can't ask what I mean by Jesus' immaculate house here on earth. Yeah, that's one of the genetic wounds that put me in the hospital, had me losing over 80 pounds in 1 month. Yeah, and that's that question a lot of folks ask with this image. Is Barack Hussein Obama a terrorist? And of course, back in that time, 2015, he was had been placed in office, and yeah, let me finish with these things. I've not gotten 193 check in all that time, none through where I was living at the time, that convalescent hospital from hell, which had a whole lot of Africans, and had their smocks. Salt, I don't use it very often. Smocks that had that Kenya, where Hussein was from, in Africa, grew up there during those formative years to be closer to his dad. You guys, no comments about that up somewhere, or by phone, mail, or internet. I didn't start the rumor, guys. I just picked up on it, put it to a video. I'll put the two together, one on one side, one on the other. Osama bin Laden and Barack Hussein Obama. And check out the eyes. Why do I always get that? Guys, don't be a hater. 2018, they're mixing stuff up all over the place. Let me show you that the fives, whenever you hear that siren, have it printed out. You can take the smaller ones with you like these. You can take the bigger ones with you. There's that fire engine. Those are the 2 to 4x6 print. And I believe I got them in the bedroom. Well, I got the smaller version of the I think it's the same one in the window. Sometimes I change it up like the fire engine there with different text. It's religious censorship, guys. It doesn't matter if it's a practice PR campaign that has, I've noticed that quite a bit. The Mideast PR campaign, the Osama PR campaign, in our network TV, and the TV shows on them. And one that's for a naval police organization. Yeah, the NGIS thing. These things print out. That's what the green's there for, to make sure you don't crop off. The photo printer doesn't crop off some of the image. It's exactly 4x6. So when you print out your family photos, or just to try and get these. Print them out, print a whole bunch out, and when you find somebody doesn't know about the Gates livelihood and hijack lifeline, you tell them. You take out your phone, you try to call me, 424-229-4140. Say this is religious censorship, it's lifeline censorship as well. Whatever boring thing you get when you don't get me, not going to be boring. That phone ring, that error misses, that busy signal, that if you get to leave a message, I don't get it, you don't show up on the caller ID. There's the eye from 9 years ago. Melton paged an image from back then, or that I designed years after, I think. And you can see the smaller brown is still there just completely. And hardly any blue at all. And over here is about 5 years ago, and the smaller browner circles are more evident. You can see them. And yeah, the bigger, bluer eyes growing in through and around, and at times my eyelids themselves will lift up because it's bigger. The new eyes are bigger. I need to look for another one like this. Got it at a dollar store. It's a very small LED flashlight, and I got a bigger flashlight, but it's 25 lumens, and I need something, I guess, like 5, a pen light kind of thing like this. Because otherwise, it just lights up. It makes it look funny. And it doesn't show off the smaller browner circles, the bigger bluer circles going in through and around. Make that video. And yes, medical research being passed by, but the doctors at LAC, USC Keck Medical are not only not interested, they're actively in the way of that medical research, same as the Adventist cult folks down the road at their hospital, and Dr. Mesa down the road just a little bit. They can't talk about the eyes, don't know what's going on with them, or aren't able, aren't allowed, who knows. Here's something you can explain to them as they're knowingly or unknowingly taking part in religious censorship and censorship of our lifeline. Explain that phone right there in your wife's hand or your husband's hand, your girlfriend's hand, whatever. That's every child in America's lifeline. We're testing that phone. John Melton Brady hasn't gotten one 9/11 Flight 93 check in over 9 years of asking, 9.5 years. That's a lot of mass censorship in America. Should not be occurring. It's what places the buffoon Trump in there now. Oh, I don't play favorites. Truth is my favorite. Should be everybody's favorite. You explain that to them, and then you try to call me and get their reaction. Good folks aren't going to have a problem. Oh, you're going to find a lot of in front of the city of Santa Monica, in front of LAC, USC, Keck Medical. These are folks that show up on that caller ID. That call log. Check out youtube.com/DNFD series. Look for the call log videos. And yeah, don't have the entire 9 years covered, but yeah, I made one last 2 weeks ago. And it goes back 2 years. If you tried to call me with a 9/11 Flight 93 check of America's Lifelines, just plain to tell me what you think of my imagery, set up some rumor perhaps. If you've done that and you don't show up, you need to know how these folks show up, because if you got a fire in your house or you need the police and you're calling and you get that boring thing, phone ringing, error message, business signal, you need to know what these guys know, whether they know it or not. If they get angry, chances are they know what they do to reach the Melton. If they don't get angry, well, that's a normal reaction. You should be able to reach everybody. I don't know why you can't. Make that video, whatever you get when you don't get me, post it, and come to me in person. Have wit, will travel, show me the perfect place to build. Jesus is immaculate house here on earth. And remember that's religious censorship placed on Hussein. It doesn't matter if he can't even own up to being Muslim with a Muslim name, especially after growing up in Africa. Yeah, I heard somebody say to be closer to his dad. Doesn't matter. It's still religious censorship. With all the choices they had to place in the highest office in the world, they choose that. We need to take a stand. We need to roll up our sleeves and undo whatever was done during those 8 years. And we need to get the truth out about it, otherwise it's going to occur again. Who knows, maybe they've got a distant relative of Hitler they want to place in our White House. Make that video, whatever you get when you don't get me, and call it what it is, religious censorship. You can do it with the news going in the background. Say this is all fake news. Compared to my family's lifeline not working, we the people must take back our country. One way to do that's with truth. Make that video up truth. Your phone not working as you try to call me and you not knowing when else it won't be allowed to work, and you know that if it's not allowed to work in those key situations, like when you need the firemen, police, paramedics, yeah, it's going to be just as newsworthy as me asking for 93 checks for 9 years, even during in a hospital, a convalescent hospital, not the big hospital I was in for 70 plus days. Not getting one. That is censorship. That's way over the top, and we need to do something about it. Make that video, post that video. Come to me in person, have wit, will travel, show me the perfect place to build. Jesus is immaculate house here on earth. Best people to start building with. 4260 Rock Boulevard, apartment 409. That's York up that way. Back this way is Eagle Rock. The intersection's just up above, beyond those new buildings there. Target's just across the street. El Paso Drive, small street. is in between the 7-Eleven and the Shell. And I'm this way of that. The other side of the Shell, the other side of that. Come see me. Have Whitwell Travel. There is a big gate up front, and for some reason they will not put me on the call box, and I'm not even sure if it'll do any good because it's going to call this phone. But yeah, yell real loud or see me when I'm going across the street to get some food. I'm wearing this until I get to Target. I take it off. And yeah, let's get started building a better world. And Saints, I'm working on you. I better get to my imagery. See you this afternoon for my Tommy. And yes, let me put that in real quick. Stole that day of photos and videos over that Ron federal agent following Hussein and his connections to terrorists in the Mideast. Yeah, Barack Hussein Obama. Up until they told him to stop it, they're going to place him in the White House. And yeah, that's before the election. That's the video that sparked stealing all of that. And yeah, you can talk about the Russians all you want, part of that show. 3 years in Hussein's little Arabia with that guy, Muslim cleric, they call him, jetting off, running the place there. Room for rent place. Jetting off to Saudi Arabia right before they place Hussein in our White House to sustain our democracy. And yeah, here at Terrace, nothing but Muslims seeing that. So you'll have to excuse me if my focus is on the folks who attacked us with all those violent, deadly Husseins and not the show they're putting on the evening news. Come see me. Tell me what you think in person.